Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to the Grandmaster Level Show. We're back. We're one man down. Heston caught the flu that we've had. It's kind of been ongoing. Believe it or not, I am still sick. During the trip, I got about 85% better. And then Marcus is sharing dabs with all these people and then sitting next to me. just, just kidding. No, about day 3 or 4 before I leave, all of a sudden, boom, it just comes right back right for Legends of Hashish for me. And then yeah, like my whole family still has it. My mom came and visited while I was gone, and she thought she got over it, and she's saying it's the worst sickness she's ever had right now. So yeah, but I'm about 85%. How's everybody doing? Charlene, Marcus, Spartan?
Doing good, doing real good.
I cannot complain, man. My heart goes out to Heston. I'm glad I dodged the sickness. All I got was like a little bit of a scratchy throat for one of the days, and then a little bit of a cough on my ride home from Barcelona. But
But you're still feeling a little something, like a little tickle, because like
not now, not today. Like I went
oh
away
that
yet today. Yesterday I had a little tickle. Yeah.
well, congrats, because the first 7 days that I was fighting it, it was just like a little tickle, and then all of a sudden I was down. And Marcus, he's able to go snowboarding, and it doesn't even his sickness doesn't even phase him on his lungs, man.
I got dabs.
That
How
is
was
the
there lots of
secret.
powder today on the mountain?
No, not at all, but it was still very fun. I rode with my son and some of his friends,
Oh, nice.
and it was good. My wife was there as well. We had a good day. We went to the Westin afterwards. They got a nice indoor outdoor pool scene there, so it's just kind of like a good way to end the day snowboarding. It was good fun.
I don't even know where to start, bro. Like I
I
don't.
do, I do.
Okay.
Germany legalizing on April 1st. That is the craziest cannabis news in the world right now. They were threatening it, they were teasing it. They were people like, oh, it might be April 1st, but more likely May 27th or some other laden. And now they just announced it the other day that it will be April 1st taking place. And of course, it'll be limited and regulated and bullshit. But when you go from nothing to something, even if that something is bullshit, it's still much better. I mean, Germany is a country where if you're driving and they think you're stoned, this happened to my friend. He got pulled over, he got like the speeding ticket, and then they were like, "We will take your blood." And he was like, "What? Your blood, we will take your blood." And he was just kind of like, "What the fuck is this guy saying?" So the guy was like, "We want to take your blood." And basically said there's two ways that this can go down. You can follow us to the trailer on the side of the road where they have the nurses that take your blood, or we can like handcuff you to a gurney and take you there against your will. And so he was like, whatever, I'll just go with you. Pretty pissed off about it. He owns a coffee shop in Holland just across the border where he's selling hash and weed and just slinging. And now he's like giving his blood to the German police. And so the lady takes his blood and yeah, the cop walks him out and walks him over to his door, and he's standing there with his door open, and the cop is kind of leaning on top of the door, saying thanks for being agreeable and whatnot. And then my buddy just is like, okay, well, bye, and he closes the door, and he's about to drive off, and he closes the door, and he tells me what he hears. It can only be described as like a 6 or 7 year old girl screaming at the top of her lungs. He was like, what is going on? And then he looked and he could see the cop's fingers in the door, inside his door with the door closed. And it was the cop that actually screamed like that when he slammed all four of his fingers
Oh
in his
shit.
door. Dude,
Did he get
my
arrested? What
buddy,
happened?
dude, my buddy thought he was dead. He thought this cop was gonna, and the cop was totally cool, actually. He was like, listen, that was totally my fault. I know you weren't malicious. I know you didn't. Like, it was scary. He really could have been charged with assault on a police officer. Like, if the cop was just mean and nasty, but he completely admitted that he shouldn't have had his fingers there, that it was totally his fault. And my buddy got to drive away, pissed off that they took his blood, but laughing his ass off that he smashed that cop's fingers in his door.
And
Crazy shit, man.
his blood came out okay, negative, or what? Did he never got his?
No, of course his blood had weed in it. He smokes hash every single day, so he's just like, whatever. I'll just have to deal with that at one point.
Oh shit.
And I think from the people that I talked to at the ICBC event, I talked to actually a couple people from Germany, and I was super interested in their legalization because, and they reiterated it to me, and I'd heard it before. I said I've always heard that like Europe kind of follows what Germany does. Like if Germany falls, then it makes kind of is the floodgates for everybody else. So hopefully that turns out to be the case because that's encouraging.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's unreal. It's like they got or it's 80 million people there, right? In that
84 million, yeah.
yeah, it's insane. So it's going to be the
It's a
next
lot.
big boom. We're going to be down there next month for the ICBC event. Well, it's not very far away. It's, I guess,
16th and 17th of April, yeah. And on the 15th of April is the ICBC Berlin Global Investment Forum, where they take 15 companies that get to pitch and be showcased at the event. It's a 1-day event. It happens at the Adlon Hotel, and it's I went to it last year. It was pretty baller.
Man, we had some pretty interesting challenges trying to just leave on our trip back, man. Like we just got so
It was insane, dude.
on the flight over. It was pretty much one of the worst flights I've ever had in my life. I think it was because it was at nighttime. And I don't know, man. I got stuck in a middle seat. Like we thought Marcus thought we could change the seats within the 24 hours, but it's like it got locked
The
24 hours.
opposite. They're like, no, you can't do that.
So yeah, it was.
But we did have a great trip. We might have had a bad flight, but what a great trip we had. Holy shit.
Oh my God, it was an amazing trip.
It was
How
like,
about those falafels?
oh, I was just gonna say the food. I went and I looked up a
Oh my
Moroccan
gosh.
place today, and I went and got a falafel, and it was dog shit, man. Compared to that, seriously was.
Yeah, dude.
I sent Russ the picture of it. No,
Those
but
Moroccans,
what I
they're
wanted to
not
say,
fucking around.
the food, the quality of the food, the inputs, everything, it's better. Like obviously summer here in BC, the produce is obviously fire and can compete with anything, but just that all the natural inputs from everything that they're making everywhere and the price, the non-inflated price on everything. Like
I know, it's crazy.
it's so,
Well, I
market
think the
is
biggest,
awesome.
I think the biggest price, I don't want to call it price shock because it was so low for you guys was when you went to the cell phone store on the first day to get a SIM
Always
card.
like that. It's
It
always
is
well,
like,
we have the highest data in the world basically in British Columbia. We pay more than anybody. So to be able to spend $20 and get 150 gig or 140 gig on a SIM card was ridiculous.
I've been doing
Yeah.
that for years, man. Literally 15 to 20 years. I just don't use my cell phone without just buying a
Well,
SIM card.
what's so sick is that like Signal and WhatsApp all automatically work with your old number when you put your SIM in. So it's like, yeah, it was pretty handy, man.
It was
yeah,
very handy. It was
it's super
wonderful.
cool. I was able to get on a plan with my provider before I went over there, and it was just $20 more. Basically, it was the same for me. I had paid $20 more than I normally would per month for it to work over there. So,
So on the flight out of Barcelona, with AI had decided that we missed our plane. Like we definitely made it in time, but they sat there with their fucking tickets and we had a direct flight back. All our seats were picked. Then all of a sudden, oh no, we had to stay the night in London. They only gave me a hotel voucher. They screwed over Marcus.
Oh, yeah, they did. That's right.
And then we got a Calgary, Alberta layover. It was just ridiculous on the way back.
It was a
but
bit ridiculous.
yeah, like by the time we got back, and then you guys saw that little incident on the plane. I did post it. It's only 60,000 people saw it by now. Some guy I guess some kid was kicking the back of the seat, and this guy just lost his cool, man. Just started
Yeah, he sure
freaking
did.
out.
anybody listening, you want to remember that when you do silly things on airplanes, that's a felony. That's usually, you're gonna be seeing some serious things. So if you're gonna do something, I guess you better make damn sure you want to do something
Yeah,
because
that guy was not stoked when he left the plane in handcuffs. He did
yeah,
not
I'm
look
sure.
he didn't look angry anymore, though.
He had a lot of time to think about it.
Oh my God, dude.
Well, right after it happened, this what is it called? The stewardess? Is that or no? Is that the right word? What's the right word? Or the flight
You're not
attendant?
allowed to call them that anymore, man.
Sorry, I don't know what the proper
Anyways,
language is, but they asked us to walk me and Marcus to hang out at the back with them because they literally had nobody.
hey, shout out to John from Kung Fu Vapes. He's in the room right now in the chat room, and he was in Barcelona with us and sponsored Legends of Hash and is just an all around fucking awesome guy.
Can I say what about that event, Legends of Hashish? That was probably the highlight of my trip to attend that and to
Oh,
see
dude.
all these hash makers. And I just love how you have it set up to where the people that have entered the hash, they're the judges. I mean, what better judges than the makers, right? What better judges?
Exactly, dude.
And I love that. I always roll my eyes when I see most competitions where the judges are these celebrities or something like that. I'm like, how is that? How does that make you a judge? That's ridiculous. So
I
to
just
see
thought it was a
that,
great group
I
of
love it.
people, man. Great group of people.
Yeah,
Like
awesome group.
beautiful fucking villa.
Oh
Oh
my
my goodness.
dude, it was something out of a movie, The Villa. It was ridiculous. Food was amazing. And then I love how we got to everybody there got to try the entries too. So after the judges were able to try it, what was ever was left, we got to tear into, and that was
You,
amazing, man.
you hit a bunch of
Um,
those, eh?
Yeah,
it
oh
just
yeah, I did. Oh yeah, I did.
Man, what a nice break from the smoke too. Like if anybody doesn't know, like these like smoke shops for half tobacco smoke, like it's out of fucking control. Like plus I'm sick too, trying to deal with like it was
Dude,
just
it's what destroyed me. It's why my throat sounds the way it sounds right now. That
dude, yeah.
tobacco was
These
next
smoke
level.
shops are intense, man. Like I
I
remember
was
sparked up an actual cigarette standing right next to me. I was like, oh, we're playing pool. I was like, oh fuck, dude. I can't take that.
I was honestly surprised how in just general public it was more accepted to just spark. Like I saw many people smoking on the streets of Barcelona and everything. And it's just like to me, I don't know if I can't speak. I haven't been everywhere in the United States, but I don't really see that in the US so much. Uh, and it seems like the message hasn't gotten across to the other pond of how bad that stuff is for you, but they
Well,
don't
just because it's
care.
like people like mixing it with tobacco still so much down there. It's insane.
Oh yeah, that too. Well, I think that's just
Old
And
tradition
then
or
just
something. They just
nonchalantly blowing it into your lungs. It's like, what are
yeah.
you doing right now?
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, that was
But it was a kind of a walk back in time for me because they're kind of more prohibition on the more prohibition side of things out there still. And it was like,
it's a weird gray area.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
gray, but it's
I didn't even tell you guys about I told Heston, but so it was probably the night before we left, something like that. But I can't remember. I think you and Heston, GML, were going somewhere. Maybe go get that pizza or something. I don't remember, but he had had a few entries from judging the event he judged, which I believe it was the Autoflower Cup.
yeah.
And he said he had a couple sativa, but I like the sativa. And he said he had a couple sativa ones he wanted me to try. And so he had a little spoon pipe that he let me and like two entries. So I had them in the front pocket of my hoodie. And I was like, cool, you guys go do that. I said, I'm gonna try this stuff. I'm gonna go up to the roof because that was kind of our spot. So you guys take off. I go up to the roof. It's freaking locked and closed because it was just past midnight. So I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? My room doesn't have even it has one window and the window opens into the hallway. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go down one of these alleys. There's alleys everywhere. So I go out of the hotel, I make a right, and I go down, and I believe I made a left, and then maybe another left, and so I was just around the corner, and it was in one of the alleys that wasn't super busy. I'm like, cool, and then they're about halfway down the alley. There was like, how at night they throw their piles of their garbage bags and shit out in the by the wall. Well, there's
Yes.
there's a decent stack, and I was like, sweet, I got something. I get a little bit of cover. So I'm just sitting there, and I kid you not, I had the weed out and I had it packed in the bowl. Just as I get ready to spark it, the old instinct of look both ways first. And I look one way, it's clear. I look the other way, it's clear. I'm like, cool. I get ready to spark it, and I hear out of the corner of my ear, the rumbling of a fucking motorcycle. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this? So I don't spark it. I just have it in my hand. And around the corner comes two of those freaking cops on the mopeds, wherever they're driving. So I just, in one motion, I just clear out my pockets and the fucking weed and everything and just threw it in the fucking garbage that was right next to me. And I just stood there with my hands in my pocket against the fucking wall until they fucking drove past and I went the other way and circled back and went
You
to the
saved
thing.
yourself 600 euros.
Yeah, dude, it scared the fuck out of me, man. I was like, God, I here I'm going to be busted on the last day like an idiot, just trying
It's
trying to
not
try
quite,
some.
it's not quite what people might think, you know?
Exactly, and it's 600
Clubs,
euros
but
per gram. That might have been 2 grams there. It might have been 1,200 euros.
right? Yeah, yeah, exactly. No,
Which,
with
how does
cannabis,
that convert to the US dollar?
it's like over 1,000 Canadian dollars.
Yeah,
600
it's about like in our dollar. It was like I think a dollar 9 or a $1.10 was a euro
Yeah, it's
for
like
us.
under 700, I think.
Yeah, like and I was just gonna say I'd have to say that the dabs and everything seem pretty on point, but the actual flower itself, and I'm not trying to disrespect anybody because I'm sure there's lots of people that have like one like smaller grows that grow some really nice stuff out there, but everything that I saw that was like available, I just feel like it just wasn't like I just wasn't up to par to be able to smoke. Like I felt like they're 10 years or more behind us, like.
Well, I want to shout out, and it didn't come from there, unfortunately, so I can't dispute you with that. But I want to shout out Marcus, your buddy Neil, and I know he might have collabed with Mr. Nice, but I can't remember. But that sour sangria that they brought, oh my, that was the best smoke, man. That's I'm gonna give that one. I'm gonna give it to the sour sangria and
Was it sangria or champagne?
champagne. You're right, it's champagne, sour
Okay, okay. I
champagne.
was like,
Yeah.
fuck, I never tried the sour champagne. What the fuck? These
No.
motherfuckers HOing on me.
No, yes, you're right. And it broke my heart that he didn't have enough to enter or whatever the case was, but man, that was my favorite. And I told him so too. At Legends of Hashish, I told him, I said, dude, they have some awesome, awesome stuff here, but I'm still thinking about that stuff I got from you.
Right?
So
People are asking about the hats. These we're gonna get some more made like this. We might have got ripped off on some of our merchandise, to be quite honest. Like I know we have some stuff showing up, but like one of the ones where we ordered a bunch of sweaters, we're starting to feel like we got ripped off. But well, I guess we'll find out soon. But yeah, these hats are badass, man. We're gonna make a new version of these ones. These were just like some test ones that we had. But
How
yeah,
about
it's
this?
oh shit, the Legends of Hashish.
oh yeah.
So stoked on these hoodies too, man.
I
This
love it. I
hat and
wore
this hoodie
I
fits
wore
just
that.
perfect.
I love that hoodie too, and thank you for that, Marcus. I was wearing it the last two shows, so I was like, I'm not gonna wear it another show in a row. Make people think I don't change my clothes.
That's awesome.
Um, so yeah, we started off with an ICBC event. It was I think I was so dead two and a
It
half
was good.
hours. No, it was an awesome time. It just took me a day to it took me 2 days before I was able to sleep properly, but oh shit, after that I felt good. But yeah, the ICBC event was awesome. We got to meet some awesome people. I can't even imagine the Germany one. It's gonna just be, so much even bigger than that. It's gonna be exciting. And Spannabis. It was awesome. It was just again, it was pretty
Man.
smoky.
Well,
Little
Spannabis
smoky.
was badass for just how many again, Marcus, I can't thank you enough to let me tag along because to be able to follow you through there and be introduced to all the OGs in the game and hear all the stories, dude. I was a kid in the candy store. I was loving every fucking second of it. So thank you for that. But truly, man, 2 feet is about the biggest distance that Bubble Man can move at an event like Spannabis without someone stopping him and either thanking him for showing him how to make hash or their old friends that have awesome stories about Spannabis's past or whatever the hell they got into. So yeah, if you haven't done Spannabis, you need to do Spannabis. following that guy around.
It was pretty fun for sure, except when you wanted to leave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And not fun bringing a sweater on the first day, but we all learned that pretty quick.
Listen, one of the guys I met at Spannabis, and I don't know if you guys remember this, we were leaving the hall one, and there was someone that wanted to buy. It's right when I lost you, Russ. I think I lost you right around this time, and I came out of
Okay.
hall one, and this little dude with glasses stopped me. His name was Toby, and he's like, listen, I have a very disruptive technology that I have to show you. And he started going through and I was like, dude, I'm taking a picture with this guy over here. I'm selling these guys over here Legends of Hash tickets. I don't even know what this guy wants yet, but I can tell he's waiting for something. I don't have time for this right now. But he called me the other day and we got on a call with his inventor. And I can't really say too much about it, but I will say it is extremely disruptive. It's the most insane thing I've seen in a long time in the cannabis industry, and it's novel and new, and it's just exciting.
Nice.
Oh, so it's legit.
It's legit, super legit, so legit. I kept telling the guy, like, wow, like I'm almost scared for you. Like, you should protect this and be very careful who you take money from.
Wow.
Well, that's badass.
Yeah,
That's exciting for
he's
the
got
whole
something
industry.
special. He's got something special, and I'll be talking about it probably on here in the near future.
Having him as a guest.
Yeah, we could potentially have him as a guest. Absolutely. He's
So they were asking in the chat if you guys were able to bring any good genetics back from Spannabis at all.
well, I gave all the seeds that I was given, and I was given a lot of seeds to my friend, and he's bringing them back. So I personally never travel with seeds, although I will say that Thomas and I ended up going through customs without our suitcases, which I've never heard in my life as a normal. Like our
What?
suitcases went to domestic Vancouver and we went through international Calgary and went and walked through customs. And Thomas was like, where's customs? I'm like, you just walked through it, dude. He was just like, what? Like it was so trippy.
My bag didn't even go on the plane. They put my luggage on a different fucking plane. We checked it priority together, and I even checked one of Marcus's bags for me, which made it on the plane. But of course, my fucking one didn't. We're all sitting there, and there's Marcus's bag is the first bag to come off. He's like, "Oh, it's priority. Just watch this." It comes out. I said I had a fucked up feeling. I had a fucked up feeling about my luggage when we were in London. It took us 4 hours to get it almost in London. We just like in a fucking walking in a circle of people telling us the wrong thing. And then Marcus ran into a guy that he knew from Jamaica from 8 years ago or whatever. And he
Dude, we got to tell a little bit of that story first. This guy's waiting at the gate. And we're getting off the plane in London, and he's waiting at the gate. He's next to the woman who's telling us, yeah, the AI has decided you're not going to be making your next flight. So here's a voucher, and here's this and that. And we're just like, oh my God, fuck, we're getting fucked, Thomas. We're getting fucked. And then this guy's like, oh, excuse me. Are you Bubble Man? I think I met you in 8 years ago in Jamaica. And I was like, oh, what's up, dude?
Oh my
What's
God, I
crazy?
heard that so many times.
Dude, this was in London, bro. This wasn't even at Spannabis anymore. This guy wasn't at Spannabis. He wasn't a part of Spannabis.
That's
He's just
crazy,
like,
dude.
and he's like, what's going on? Did you guys get like bumped off your flight? I'm like, yeah, dude, we're getting fucked. He's like, not while I'm here. I'm a British Airways Gold Card member. And he pulls out his little QR code and he starts walking us up to he's like, oh, it was just wild. Like the lady was talking to us like we were pieces of shit, but putting it on us, like, don't talk to me like that. And we were like, what? How are we talking to you? And then he starts like, he's like, listen, this is very inappropriate. I'm going to be reporting this. And like, he was just our superhero that kind of got us to a couple of front desks. He ended up,
Badass.
it took us hours to find our luggage, but yeah, it was pretty nuts, Thomas, that we went through. That was just the end of our adventure.
Oh man. Yeah, it was so wild. And then going to we just
Sending us to the hotel without a voucher for me, just a voucher for him. And then all these other people end up at the hotel. And who ends up there but Trichome Tortoise, winner of
A
Legends of
winner.
Hash. Dude, so
Hey.
then and also Jennifer and her husband from Counterculture, they were sponsors of Legends. They also ended up there. So we go back to their hotel room and we smash dabs because of course Trichome Tortoise has the fire. So we're smashing dabs. It's getting sucked into all Thomas is in bed by now, but it's getting sucked in all over the hotel. At one point, bang, 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 security. They're coming in. They're like, "We
Oh
think you
man.
guys are smoking weed," and I'm like, "We're not smoking weed in here, man. Like, it doesn't smell like smoking weed." He's like, "It smells like weed." I'm like, "It may smell like weed, but we don't have weed, and it's not. We're not smoking weed." So I'm sure it smells like weed in every room. I'm talking to this guy. This was the same guy that
I'm
was kind
sure
of
it
like,
smells like weed in every room.
it did. Trust me. There was 9 of them. They were walking down the hallways with their noses in the air like this.
Like bloodhounds. That's cool.
Dude, it was bizarro. Nothing happened, of course.
It's like we get to the hotel and the guy's like, "Yeah, come into this room." He doesn't want us Marcus to check in, and I'm like, "We just want to get out of there." They hold us back from fucking get. Oh, it just was frustrating, man. Just the whole thing. When we got to the airport, I should have just left my luggage. I might have made it to Calgary, but like I wanted to get it, so we waited hours and we finally got it. And then we go out. They give us a voucher for this bus, and we're sitting there for like 40 minutes. I was just like, any minute, I'm like, let's just go get a cab. And then it's so kind of funny. As soon as it goes right around the corner, like a 30-second walk, there's a lineup of fucking cabs, and our hotel's 5 minutes away. It's just kind of funny. But yeah, I had a nice buffet meal in London, man.
I can't believe we've talked about food and haven't talked about that dinner. Oh my God, that from at Uma's. What was it, 10 or 11 courses, something like that. It's some of the best food I've had in my life. And I've always said I don't
You're
like
muted, Marcus. Oh,
Oh, I was just
seafood.
gonna say if she lets me share my screen while Russ is talking about Uma, I can show some pictures
okay,
of
there we go.
Oh
You're
yeah,
good.
there we go.
so
And it's like it was just an amazing experience. And so I knew it was going to be, a big fancy dinner. So I told myself I'm going to try everything. I'm not going to come here and not at least try it because may never have a chance like this again. So the first thing that they sit down, well, besides like there was bread on the table, stuff like that, but the first course was smoked eel, and it turned out to be my favorite of everything. It was so good.
I did not like this doughy stuff. I don't know.
That was good too. And you dipped it in the sauce. Oh, I don't know what that was called.
That was like an onion broth kind of thing. That was
Yeah,
good.
that was really good. Oh my God, was that good? You wrapped it up in there and you ate it like a taco almost. Oh, that was my favorite. That's the smoked eel. It was so good. And it tasted like I don't know, almost like beef.
this is a Michelin star restaurant for those of you wondering. This is only the highest caliber achieves a Michelin
That was
star.
good.
And if you
Yeah,
eat
this was
seafood, that means
Michelin.
if you don't eat seafood, that means absolutely nothing.
Hey, I don't
I'm
eat.
just kidding.
I thought I
I'm
didn't
just
eat seafood, but I
joking.
ate that seafood and it
I'm
was
joking. That ravioli, if I could have got a bowl of that fucking mushroom ravioli, that would have been something.
the pea soup. That was good. Come
With
on.
egg. Well, that was okay. There was about 3 or 4 dishes I ate.
Ooh, look at those
Truffles.
truffles. That's about
Yep.
$2,000 worth of truffles right there.
There they
Some of
are
these are
there again.
sideways, which is very annoying. Here, how about that? Boom.
Oh, there you go.
Look at that truffle. Like, that is insane.
Just razor thin too.
Oh, that was nuts. This
That was
thing was nuts.
good.
That's
Thomas
the one
hated
that
the
got
most.
me, man. The smell. Look at crab. That's the
It
one
was
with the crab.
crab. Yeah, there's crab
I
underneath
was
there,
like,
but
fuck, I could handle the smell of everything until that one fucking was next to me.
This one was really
Eston
yummy.
scored because like he was getting whatever I was. He was eating
he's
double.
eating double.
He said he was still hungry afterwards, like the size of the servings.
There's
Holy
the 3 different
Cheese.
cheeses.
The chef putting on the those desserts, that
The
little
dessert.
strawberry shortcake with the
Yeah, that was yummy.
dude, it was so
But
baller.
the next one was my favorite dessert. It was with the berry. Yeah, that. Oh,
This one was nuts, dude.
you cracked that center and it had the nice. Did you get a picture of? Oh, you had a video of it.
Oh, that's the raspberry.
Yeah, it was so good.
Heston just messaged me and says, feels like strep throat with lung butter.
With lung of butter. Oh my.
Dude, that's what I went through that 4 days that I was down when I couldn't do the show for them when we missed the first show. Where I'm like, guys, I can do the show when I'm sick normally, but fuck, this is a different type of sickness, man. And it's the exact same thing that my mom has. Well, I hope you don't. It doesn't evolve into you there, Russ.
Yeah, I don't thank God for my immune system or dabs, good
So,
dabs. I got a nice coating of oil in my lungs that protects me, man.
so Marcus said that we got to eat the very best food in the UK at the airport. No, I'm just kidding. How would
At
you
the
compare
airport.
No, I'm just joking. Uh, so how would you compare the food in Germany? Or are you muted? You're muted again, Marcus.
This is what brought us our food in London at the airport. This fucking giraffe
A
robot thing.
robot. What the hell? I would be leery of that.
It's funny because when this burger came, I looked at it and I was like, what the fuck? And it ended up being so good. I don't know if I was starving, but I was like, I looked at it, I lifted up the bun, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I just inhaled it, man. It was
There you go.
incredible. And this was at the airport.
Oh, we had good burgers in Barcelona. That little burger shop we went into. I thought those were good.
I
Where you
can't
got
even,
you ordered two burgers. You only ate one of them. You took a
oh
bite.
shit.
One was vegetarian and one wasn't, I think, what it was.
Uh Man, it's okay. I still, man, that falafel, I'm never gonna get over that, man. I mean, the
What
first
about those
place I go
margarita?
back there,
What
this
about
was the
those
best.
margarita pizzas from was it
There was
Frank?
also nice. We had a nice little pasta pizza joint there, and it was cheap,
Yeah.
so cheap, and it was quick. It's like, oh,
Cheap
four of
like
us could go
Boris.
out for 50 bucks.
Oh, they're slinging those margarita pizzas out in no time, man. It was only taking them, yeah.
Those proper ovens. Dude, you gotta Russ, you gotta get a hold of some of the Bubbleman brand strawberry lemonade live rosin.
I'm gonna have to. I'm
Dude,
gonna
I'm
have to.
telling you.
I looked where they're at about a 2.5 hour drive from me. So
Keep it.
straight west. There we go.
Doesn't that look good?
Looks really good. Lawton, yeah, they're just on the other side of Kalamazoo.
There's the Chem cookies.
Oh, that's probably what I'd be more. No, I'd probably get that strawberry
This one.
lemonade. Yeah, that Chem cookies is what's popular around here. Is the that funky GMO-y kind of stuff.
I'll get you
Chemi.
some homie discount.
All right, I like it. I like it.
Oh yeah,
I'll
did
get
you
out there.
did you say how the food was in Germany, or how would you compare it? Sorry, Marcus, I don't remember what you said.
Well, there's good restaurants in Berlin. Berlin is unique. We're going to Berlin. We're not going to Germany. Berlin is where Germans go to not be Germans.
Okay.
It's like a super relaxed, more like just super eclectic city. It's got an incredible history, dude. Like it's pretty heavy, the history from World War II.
Yeah.
There's lots
I
of
can only
buildings that still
imagine.
have bullet holes and stuff in them, like giant, like really big artillery and blown out churches and stuff.
So are you
Some
guys staying in like actual hotels, or are you staying in hostel type
No, we'll
places?
we'll stay at the hotel that the conference is happening in Berlin. So it's Germany has these giant conference facilities that have big hotels attached to them, and it's all in one. So really, we won't see much of Berlin at all. We'll just mostly see the inside of the Estrel Hotel, and it's huge. And there's restaurants inside of it that you can get like good margarita pizzas or pastas or burgers and other things that you
What
would
about
want.
falafels?
I don't know about the falafels. They're
Because you know
definitely
how
different
much
than people in Germany.
you know how
There's
much
got to
we
be a
heard
good
about
place in
falafels.
Vancouver where there's like either Middle Eastern or like some place where they have good falafels. There used to be a
See?
place on the island that was really
He's
good.
obsessed now. See, he
I
won't.
am, man. It was just so healthy and tasty. I'd never had anything that like I would eat that every second day if I could. It's so good for you.
Then that marketplace was a big hit that we could with
Yeah,
a walking distance and we
La
could
Off the
fresh
La
fruit.
Ramba. Yeah, next time
Yeah,
we go, we're gonna stay right on La Ramba because it's just like it's the perfect spot to the
so easy to.
The Godfather of Spain, right down the road, Terp's Army,
Yeah.
Lorenzo,
Shout out to Lorenzo, man.
Lorenzo,
Shout
the
out to Lorenzo.
Godfather.
dude,
Told
big
him
shout
he's
out to
family.
Lorenzo.
Told him
Fucking
he is
I
family now.
I saw somebody else say that in a post, and that's why I started saying it. It's like, I'm with the Godfather of Spain here. Hey, it suits the guy, man. He's cool, man. I
It's
felt bad.
funny
I
because
felt
he's Italian.
is he?
Yeah, he's from Italy.
Dude, I
Lorenzo's
felt
from Italy.
bad for him because he was on another busy level with his shit, like all the
Oh,
shit that he had going on at Terps Army. Oh my God,
oh,
chaotic.
yeah, I think you could tell it was a stressful time for him and for Marcus. I think Marcus did it well, but that day of Legends of Hashish, I've never seen someone just buzz around and just nail everything. Uh,
Yeah,
and I think I told you at the event, man. I was like, man, I hope you get a dab. And you're like, I haven't ate, I haven't got a dab. And I'm like, well, it's you threw on a great event, and I think you made a lot of people happy. So my
Yeah, we
hats,
put the
hats
energy
off
in
to
for
you.
sure. It was nice to be there. It was nice to be in that villa on that cliffside
Oh,
overlooking like come on, that was just fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, it was badass, dude.
Plus, when have you ever been at a place that looks like it's really only for like fancy weddings and just chuffed and stuffed your face like a fiend? Like we were dabbing the fuck out of that place indoors.
it was
I
a 10
know.
out of 10. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
That hello was just it was gorgeous. Um,
and that was a nice touch before the dinner. They even had the little pizza oven out there, and
Dude, are you kidding me?
GML
Just
couldn't get enough of
churning
that.
those little mini pizzas out, just
oh
churning
man,
them out.
yeah, it was like they would only give out a piece at a time at one point. I was like, what the
That's because you want to go up there and eat 10 of them, man. You gotta leave some for everybody else.
dude? I just wanted little pieces. So the next one, well, me and Marcus were talking, and it's a possibility could be in Vancouver or BC for the next Legends of Hashish. It would be
That's
pretty
dope.
because we could plan it ahead of time and on home turf. It could be extra special with the supply here in Canada, just for everybody visiting. A lot of flavors to just,
And totally
Legends,
legal. How
are
about
you
that?
saying so you're saying Legends, it would be the inaugural Legends of Hashish Vancouver?
No, I've done two in Vancouver already.
Oh, so it'd be number
Yeah,
three.
it would be
Another
number
number
three,
three.
just like Barcelona. So we just did Barcelona number three. We just did Los Angeles number three, and this would be Vancouver number three.
Oh,
And
love it.
I will say the next one that is planned, I believe, is in August at the DFO in Washington. So that'll be a good one.
Sweet.
yeah, I've got to find out how many people my buddies can like that place can even accommodate just to know for sure if that's a possibility. But it'd be super sick if we could do it there.
And it's that a once a year?
If there's any
I mean,
rules?
yes and no. I mean, once a year for each place. But in one year, legends could happen in three or four different places. It's just grown in the last little bit. It really was a once a year sort of thing for a long time, and now it's now we're able to squeeze two or three out in a year.
Well, it sure be a lot easier for a lot in can for people to come to Canada from the USA too.
Oh, for
So
sure. That'd be great.
pretty freaking sick if they can make it.
Well, Addison throws an incredible one in Los Angeles that's like 250 people the first night. He has a deep freezer with 8 to 9 pounds of hash that he gives out in quarter grams in jars at a hash bar that you just walk up to and say, I want some flavors. And they'll be like, boom, 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 there's 4.
Oh, so sick. Well, that's what I was kind of picturing on our own home turf. You can basically have a buffet from people right from when they get there that you can try it right away. You know what I mean? And have lots of samples. Like it'd be really easy for us to do that.
Yeah, no, it totally would. But and then also Addison rents out this huge kind of parking lot between these two tents, and then he puts up his own tents, and then he has the entire thing Moroccan themed. So all the booths have a Moroccan theme to them. You can go in your booth, but for the most part, your booth is going to look like every other booth. We don't want to create this like Las Vegas, like all these kind of ugly booths that are just all different, and it's like great for conferences, but not for legends. For legends, it's like hashish is above even your brand, the culture.
It's sick. I can't believe my instincts were right to bring a hoodie and a shirt in my bag because I wore a collar and I got there and I was like, what am I doing? Everybody's so chill. Me and Hester were the only two people with the collar. I like, took it off right away. I was like,
That's
fuck this,
hilarious.
man. I don't wear a collar ever.
That made me feel so good, honestly, to be able to walk in there just,
But everybody's
comfortable.
so chill, man. And it's just such a nice, no alcohol.
But I think you could
Oh,
totally go in there with a collared shirt and be totally
Oh,
comfortable.
it would
Nobody
be
would
totally
say,
fine if you wanted to.
yeah,
I just meant like, I just kind of felt like, oh, maybe people are going to be dressing up. Heston put it in my head because he's wearing a blazer.
dude, yeah, that dude dressed nice,
So
man.
I thought, okay, well, I brought a couple dress shirts just in case. And
Yeah,
anyways,
yeah. Shout out to Heston, man. He was
yeah, I
dressed.
was so I was so happy when that event was over and we were just leaving.
remember I got you margarita? Margarita
Yep, I do. I
pizzas.
do. I remember
Oh,
was that the same night that we
that
almost got into
was
the fight with
because
the
that's why they were gone. Heston and
Marcus was having some guy in the fucking lobby.
wasn't
oh my
having anyone.
God.
Checking the guy in. You got to go upstairs.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
I was very patient with him for a very long time, man.
you
Like he
were,
was
you were.
touching us and rubbing my hair and punching Bill and
He was
just
straight.
all around not being a super kind dude.
Yeah.
Just hammered on St. Patty's
St.
Day.
Patrick's Day. Yeah.
He's like, "You guys don't drink alcohol."
That's how he started it. He
Yeah, that's how he
called us a
started. No, we
name.
don't drink alcohol. What's
Yeah.
your problem? Literally, like at this point in time, only you.
He goes to sit down. Marcus puts his hand there. He's like, no, no, I've been nice enough this whole time.
Yeah, you gotta
He
go
was all
now.
shocked. He was all shocked.
Yeah, he was just drunk.
Yeah, he
Drunk's
was
a
just
bummer.
drunk. It is.
Like, I'll tell you
Everything.
something. If my kid was there with me and that guy came over and did that, it would make my kid extremely uncomfortable. And I think if you're doing behavior that would make children extremely uncomfortable, I don't really want you doing it around me.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially for a guy, he was probably, what do you say? He was in his 50s. So
He
it's
said he
like,
was 57.
yeah, 57. I mean, you've had plenty of time to grow up by now, man.
I mean, fuck, but that's the problem. He might be grown up, right? Until he slams 14 beers.
Yeah, well, that's a
Man,
problem.
I felt so chill and calm the whole time until at the very end at Terp's Army, and I'm trying to buy my edibles, and there's one people in front of me, and there's take 20 to 25 fucking minutes
I
to look at
remember
three
that.
different jars.
I had to talk you off a cliff in the line.
I was just like, I started
Wait a
saying,
minute.
"Hey, what's going on? Like, what could you possibly be fucking doing?" I mean, just like I just started losing my fucking mind, man. Like I was so chill the
And
whole
then
thing, but at this
and
point, I
then
just want.
wasn't it once they got all said and done, they didn't buy anything? Isn't that how that went down? I think after they went through
No,
everything,
I think
buying
they
weed.
might have bought something, but to be fair, they were. I thought about it. They were obviously from another place where it was highly fucking illegal, and this was an experience of a lifetime to be able to actually like look at different stuff.
Listen, the only problem was that we were suffocating with spliffs.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to get
It
out
was
of
like
the.
a saw thing or where you're trapped, but you're like, you got to stand in this line, but we're just going to chop cigarettes and blow it in your face as you're standing in the line. That's what made it horrible. There were points
Yeah.
of time where I was like, I have to go. And I would run out of Terp's Army to the front, like just, oh my God.
Oh, we got at the spot with the pool table where it's at least like filtering the air. We got a nice little spot.
Yeah,
For
that's by the pool table is the spot, man, because at least you got that thing blowing some somewhat fresh air in your face.
Put on stroke for a couple games there, man. The first couple games were
You're
felt
killing
pretty,
it, man.
felt pretty fucking good, man. He's got a nice table and a nice cue. Like, on a shit table with a shit cue, it's kind of hard to play, but I was surprised. A really nice table, not a bad house cue. Fucking
Only
English.
a euro game to play, so it wasn't expensive.
Oh, the pricing. That's the one thing I just appreciate that they don't have this crazy, crazy inflation. Like, I get a nice thing of nice ripe mango for $3.50. I guess about $5 Canadian here. And you could not get that fucking here. That would be like 3 times that. And you can't even get ripe mango.
$13 at Whole Foods.
Yeah, or more 20.
So were you able to get all your luggage then, and nothing was missing?
Yeah, I got everything. They
So
just
you,
put it on the wrong plane.
oh, okay. So the kids got to get all those
Dude, mine literally
candies.
came off first. It was the craziest thing.
I told them that in London, I'm like, I feel something's wrong, man. I need to get my luggage.
Well, you got it.
No, I know, but then it goes missing afterwards.
Oh, I know. That's why you got to learn to put a GPS tag on your suitcase.
Well, hey, I learned a lot of stuff from this trip.
Right.
Gonna definitely, yeah, definitely. Well, first of all, I'm gonna bring 2 bags. That like, so if one of them does go missing, I'm not completely fucked.
What do you mean?
Like, I'm gonna have clothes in both bags and
So you're
like
gonna
have
double pack?
extra rim. Yeah, I'm gonna double bag, man.
He's playing the odds, man. He's a poker player.
Wow.
He's gonna do a split on this one.
I'm splitting and then doubling down on one.
And doubling down.
Um,
So, how many entries were there? Was there a whole bunch at the Legends of Hashish?
There were, I mean, okay.
I remember at least
There was a
18.
bit of an error that happened with some of the entries, which was really unfortunate. But thank God, at one point we thought some entries had been stolen, but there was some drama that had occurred, and things were moved to safe houses, and basically some of the entries got misplaced and lost for a while. So they actually didn't end up entered. They all ended up getting given back to the hash maker, which was super unfortunate. And nothing like that had ever happened before, but we were happy that they hadn't been stolen and that it was just, misplaced while avoiding troubles. And so in Barcelona, hash is like a 1,200 euro a gram fine. Cannabis, you could get caught with like an ounce and it's just 600 euros. But for hash, it's per gram. And so there ended up being 23. But with the ones that went missing, it would have been over 30, which honestly, we wouldn't have been able to finish, that we didn't have the villa long enough. There was a whole bunch of logistics that we learned that we'll be able to do things differently next time. Because when you get that many entries, you really have to have time, like more than 6 hours, 8 to 10 to 12 hours. But it sure was fun.
It was
Sounds
awesome.
fucking great.
And then just to be able to sit around and talk to all the different hash makers and all the different people that were invited, it's just everybody in the industry. So it was cool. You'd be rubbing shoulders with you don't know who sitting next to you, until you start talking. Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Frayson says, when are you guys going to start selling your awesome lights in Europe? Well, we got a big announcement in the next couple of days after this week, and everything is all signed up in the United Kingdom, and we're going to be launching there really quick. And we're going to be announcing it, I think, on Monday. So we're definitely coming to the UK really soon. Europe, well, we definitely have to talk to a whole bunch of different distributors. So it's kind of we're definitely going to be going worldwide here, I'd say, in the next 6 months. I think that's pretty fair to say. And all the
And next month we'll have sorted out a bunch of European distributors.
definitely.
And it looks like we've lined up New Zealand and Australia, so they should be seeing seeing them real soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we were having a lot of Australia on the Discord. A lot of people wanting to know in Australia over there.
Coming in a big way.
Yeah, we were taught we made a good contact and we now I would say have a really good relationship with somebody who can help us in Australia. What did he say? Australia, New Zealand, and Indonesia? No, it was Thailand.
Anyways, what else, man? What else? I feel like
It looks like somebody's asking who won at the Legends.
Trichome Tortoise won with some Z-Boof melts, 90 micron, I believe.
I think he said he did a special bag 100 micron, which I thought was
he did. You're right. It's 100%. He did 100 micron, so close to the 90 micron.
Yeah,
90
I
plus
thought that's
10.
real interesting when he said that.
No,
I was like,
he
okay.
totally said that. Yeah.
Speaking of Discord, how about we give it a nice shout out, put the link and someone put it in the comment. I'm sorry I haven't been in there more, guys. I honestly, well, like been sick for like a month. It's not just me. Like I know I'm always getting sick, but it's like I'm talking everywhere. Like you go on the island and you go into a store, there's someone deep coughing with phlegm. Like this one is going around pretty good.
It was
Like
on the
really,
planes too. You were in my mind the whole time because on both my plane rides, I'm hearing people on the plane coughing, and
oh,
I
dude.
just turned that air jet on right on my head. So if anything's coughing, hopefully that air jet's blowing it away from me. And so
When we
far,
were
it worked.
leaving Barcelona, I'm next to a girl. I'm stuck in the middle for the short flight, and this chick's like sniffing her nose every 2 seconds the whole ride, and the guy behind is coughing. I was just like, oh, I felt bad for people, man, because I couldn't stop coughing like on the ride back. Was feeling pretty bad for the people around me, man.
I want to shout out the second place at Legends as well, which was Swollen Heads with Honey Banana Cooler. And shout out third place, which was Zura Farms with that Banana Z.
Zero Farms, there's some cool guys. I met them for the first time
Oh, they're
there
great
too.
guys.
Super cool guys,
Very
man.
good. They were, yeah, we walked up and they gave you the hoodie and the shirt,
Yeah,
and the
dude.
ashtray and the
I was wearing that
those are
in
good homies.
I was wearing that in the club, and he came up to me. He was like, "Hey, nice shirt."
Yeah, man, there are just so many OGs there and so many people from all around. It's so sick. Like it was just sick. It's just such an awesome experience. Even Spannabis, being in a booth for Spannabis for 3 days would be really, really tough unless we had an outdoor booth. So I think if we do get a booth there, we got to aim for an outdoor booth because that would just be fucking insane being in there though for 3 days straight in a booth with the
Yeah.
smoke.
Shout out to
Be a lot.
Aficionado Seeds, Leo out there. That's where I thought that same thing when I saw him. He had that outside booth. I'm like,
Well,
actually,
they obviously knew what was up.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, these guys know what's up.
Not their fucking first rodeo. Clearly, they got a booth there. It's like a three. Did you say it's a 3 or 5 year waiting list, Marcus?
I think it's 2 to 3.
Gotcha.
I think it's almost 300 companies are on the waiting list.
Jesus. Gonna have to get bumped.
Imagine what it will be when
do
they do
collaborations.
finally lift and get legalization there. Wow. I could just imagine how big that event will boom after that. They might have to go to a different event space or open up into that inside building where ICBC was. Because I think they had like two, 3 stories. It was wild. The cab drivers there. How have we not talked about that?
Oh, oh my
God.
God. You know what? Yeah, that's something we got to bring up. So, what is that called again? Because that was truly the first time I ever experienced something like that bad. What do you
Oh,
call
like the
it?
cab
Car
driver that was
sickness.
driving the Audi that was like just jerky driving
Yeah.
like, for an hour straight. The worst
Like
drive ever.
all
Couldn't get
gas,
anywhere.
all brakes, all
Oh
gas,
my
all
God,
brakes.
dude. It was
Heston
so
sitting next to
bad.
me and like he's getting sick and I didn't realize how serious it is. And then all of a sudden I look over. Well, no, all of a sudden I saw it was serious because he's like, no, man, I was serious. And I'm like, oh shit, man. And then I see sweat starting to come down him. And then I'm feeling this fucking thing going up my spine from this fucking feeling of going forward and back, forward and back. Like it was just so ridiculous. And then Heston had to jump out of the fucking vehicle and was like straight up sick. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I've never
Bad for him.
like I've never had someone do like that. Audi was fucking touchy.
Yeah.
But the way
That
He
guy
was-
was a
Some people
terrible
drive like
driver.
that though. My mom drives like that,
was
just
a
driving down the
terrible-
road.
Oh
He
my
drives
God.
like that, Charlene, but with a super sensitive, like high performance Audi. You just touch the gas and it's like, and it was just, oh my God. Like I was right before it all happened. Heston's like, hey, Mark, do you want the front seat? And I'm like, oh, don't mind if I do. And then he ends up like barfing all over a tree. I would have definitely been him had I been in the back seat of that car.
Listen, if you guys don't wear a GoPro next time, or if you don't get some of this shit on camera so we can watch it on here, I'm gonna be really pissed.
No, that shit was crazy. I felt bad. I felt really bad for Heston because like I've experienced with people when they're getting seasick, like on a boat or on a ferry, and they're getting all fucked up where it's serious. But I haven't seen it I haven't seen it in the car like that. Like this guy was such a bad driver that created a situation I've never been in. The way he's driving.
And like, was the traffic like bumper to bumper there, or
Oh,
is it just
in spots.
insane?
Well, it's crazy because it's the roads are so old, right? They're older than the cars. So they're not designed for cars, the width of cars. And so a lot of them are just you can get one way because you can only get one car down. So most people don't even have cars. So they're driving around in little mopeds. And you can imagine what people on mopeds will do if there's a stop. They don't care. They're just going to zip in between. They're going to try to. And so all the while you're driving, you're being driven in kind of tight confines. You've got these mopeds zipping in and out and all over the place too. So like
I'm imagining like in the
it's
movies where and they show like driving in the other countries and cars are just like doing almost whatever they want and people are walking in
it's
bikes
not
and
quite
just
that. It's not quite
craziness.
that bad. It's not quite that bad. But I think it's definitely way easier to get around on something like a moped than trying to get around in a car. Like I don't think I would buy a car unless I lived outside of the town.
See, I would like it if you guys rented mopeds next time and then videoed all that shit and went around and
I was relieved. Well, do you know what? It took me a few days. Like my sense of direction was totally messed up, but after about 4 days, all of a sudden I knew where I was and I would have felt comfortable with it, like in the area at least. But I was kind of relieved that I didn't have to rent a vehicle and drive for the first time down there, even though it would be like,
I think it would be great footage of you guys. I think it'd be
Oh,
funny
I
as
wanted
fuck.
to
It
so
would be so
badly.
great.
I wanted to so badly.
well, you said that they have the mini scooters all over Germany, right? We'll go rolling deep with
But those are
those.
like kids' toys, you know.
I'm
Those are things you
joking.
stand on.
That's what we're gonna go
I'll
rolling
go
deep
on it.
with.
Don't get me wrong. I'll rock and roll. That's
Like
probably
two
what I
of
was
you
going
on
for.
one, Dumb and Dumber style. I would love that.
Well, I don't know about that, but
Listen, that would be such good entertainment for us, though.
I don't know if I'm signing up for that one.
I
Trying to
think
think what
enough
else.
dabs.
There's gotta be some other stuff that we're another serious event that we're missing or that we forgot about or something.
Yeah, it's gonna come up as stories as we talk, in future shows, I'm sure. But it's funny
Yeah.
how it's funny how it took so long to get to the really fancy foods and stuff, though. It blows my mind that we brought up falafels before we brought up the Michelin restaurant.
well,
the
we went
Take
by
that
the
falafel
Sangrada.
all day before that Michelin restaurant.
We went by
Unless it
the
was a
Sangrada de Familia, that big church.
Oh, that church was awesome. We got there late. We didn't get in it, but
Game
definitely
of Thrones.
I want to get inside that church if I get another
I
chance for
I
sure.
saw a bunch of people that had footage that had gotten in there like afterwards. It's beautiful, man. It's insane inside.
Yeah, I
Ridiculous.
tried to put up on my Instagram all my because I walked around for a little bit and just took pictures and stuff of all the just cool. Like I was in love with the streets and the alleyways and the old buildings and
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Is how was like all of the scenery around
The
there.
Gothic area was ridiculously cool. Just the history of how old it was, and it's built like it's everywhere's like hundreds of years old. Do you know what was really cool? They had dug up this ditch, and I couldn't help but look at all the different layers of road that were going down. You know what I mean? You could see like that's okay, that's a road from 300 years ago that they used to go, and it's like
yeah.
you could see all these different layers. It was so sick. It's like it just kept on, they keep on building it up, but like hundreds of years ago, it was like 10 feet lower everywhere. It was crazy because you could literally see like engraved brick old roads through. It was sick.
Yeah, yeah, you can see, like the modern
You
road.
just have, you just imagine like when they excavate the type of finds and shit that they must have. Well, it happens in England and Scotland all the time. You always hear about the craziest find of treasure or something, or they're excavating something and find something like that. It's just so old. Like everything is built to last. It's so secure too. Like everything locks right up with like, like there's it's kind of it's different, and they're cleaning the streets really nice. Like, well, obviously in that area it's like a high tourist, so they're taking care of it. But it was just, I felt very safe. Is what like I felt like it was pretty damn safe.
I felt really safe there too. I'm sure there's areas that I wouldn't feel safe in, but everywhere I was, I felt safer in Barcelona than I feel in Jackson, Michigan, where I live.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, well,
By
like
a lot.
getting up and walking at 4:30 in the morning, and people are out from partying still, and everything's cool, man. Like
Yeah.
everything's safe, like literally, like, and I didn't even see any beef or any type of real problems with everybody was cool.
Yeah, and I had people warn me that like Barcelona is the pickpocket capital of the world. I'm like, nobody even got that close to me. So yeah,
Oh,
no, I think it's pretty safe. I wouldn't worry about going to Barcelona, especially the Gothic, like the Gothic district. It was absolutely beautiful. I mean, I could
think
just walk
some
around the streets just and look at, and it was cool because they had just little shops popping up everywhere in these old ancient buildings, that people just keep reusing and reusing and reusing. And you go by one time and there'd be one shop open, and then you come down the next time, you think you're on a different street because there's all a whole different set of shops, but it's just different doors that have opened and the other one's closed. It was so cool to kind of see that.
shit. I don't know why it's making me laugh. Think about that Mexican joint that one night.
Which
Well,
which
like,
place?
when we
Which
went to that Mexican place, Marcus wanted to go to the other place, but every single place was too busy, and we ended up going. It's the only place we could go and eat.
Oh, the only place that was open at that time. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty well. No, like we literally couldn't get in. Every other place was full. Just kind
Well,
of funny now.
we went to Caneta, and it was like a 2-hour wait. That
No,
Mexican place had plenty of empty seats.
because I wouldn't shut up about the Mexican place, but it was truly the only place that we could go and actually eat. Everybody everywhere else was fucking full, but mine
Well,
wasn't
it
that
is. They do
bad. They
operate in a
flipped up
different
my
kind of.
order in a good way for once.
That's one thing where I really identify with the Catalonian people is that I'm kind of a night owl, and it seems like they are too. Like they're just getting started at 9, 10 o'clock, and I'm like, wow, I kind of raised my eyebrows. Like, damn, you guys
Yeah.
really stay up late. Yeah. So, like you said, you could be walking around the streets at 12, 1 a.m., and there's still plenty of people walking around too.
Oh, dude, it's booming at 12 or 1. Holy crap. Like I'm talking with people all across the street.
Oh, I
We got
know.
a couple of cool videos of it, just like that one road. Like I really liked the area that we stayed, but obviously like the rate on the strip would be even a step up. But I liked walking into the area, like into our
Me
area.
too. Yeah, yeah, I liked walking in there too. It
Didn't
actually,
necessarily like my hotel room.
yeah, I think all of ours could have had improvements in one way or
Oh
another.
fuck! You guys
I
all had a fucking palace compared to me. No, me
mine
and
had
Marcus's were similar, but he had a much nicer bathroom.
my bathroom was made me
Oh,
feel
but you had a fucking
I was
Rolls
lucky.
Royce,
It
dude.
just didn't have a tub. If I had a tub, that would have been great. But
Oh fuck!
it had a
If I
sweet
didn't
shower.
leak out water into the bathroom when I shower, it would have been great. I know yours drained, Marcus. Mine didn't. It was really low, dude. You had a nice arc on yours. I love. That's funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, man, I lost my hat, man. I need to get one of those. Those things are so badass.
How do you lose your hat, man?
I lost my hat and a wallet.
You got to leave it on your head
Yeah, leave it on your head. You can't lose it.
right till you lay down on your bed, and then you just put it next to your pillow. Like my hat.
I had two hats. Like I had another hat with me. So like, but yeah, they're sick, man. I think we're gonna make a slight adjustment on them, and we're gonna get a whole shitload of them, though, man. I really like them. Like the ones that are coming are just say Grandmaster LEDs, like the actual logo. But we're definitely gonna order these right away, man. I hope we didn't get fucking ripped off. I just can't believe it.
What do you mean by ripped off? Like they just
Like
didn't.
on one of the places that we ordered a bunch of hoodies and shirts and stuff from. It's
Did you
been
reach
way
out to
too
them and
long.
say? Did you reach out to them and say, "Hey, we haven't got them"?
Mandy has been like saying like because
Oh,
like
she has.
it's supposed to be insured, but we wired the money and didn't pay from credit cards, so I think we could have made a mistake. I don't know,
Uh,
but yeah, I'm just annoyed.
I want to shout out really quick to the people of Michigan. I'm going to be in Muskegon tomorrow from noon till 4 for the Gene Trader event. So I'll have a booth with the Grandmaster LEDs. I'll have a Borg out there and a controller.
And if you're in Michigan, man, Consumers Energy, like our lights rebate better than anybody's. Like straight up, it's too good to be true. Quebec, it's too good to be true right now, man. $1,000. The Voyager rebates for $1,000.
Ooh.
It's ridiculous. Hit any of us up. Even if you're in British Columbia, man, the rebate right now with Fortis or BC Hydro, the incentives are great, especially if you're upgrading from HBS.
So like 575 a light or something.
It's not a set amount, but on it, we see a lot of people get about 570. And that's if that's just a regular incentive. If you qualify for a special incentive, you can get 50% more than that. And if you're in the Fraser Valley, there's been a few people, just like a couple people I know recently that hit that special incentive, and it's just ridiculous when you hit that special incentive, man. Well, you're getting 50% more, and that's on a flower light, by the way, Marcus, a veg light. So how a lot of these rebates work is by how many kilowatt hours it saves per year. So if you're 12 and 12, you're obviously saving lots, but if it's a veg room and it's 18 hours, you're saving even more, and it rebates even higher.
For sure.
So like nurseries rebate stupid, like if you're upgrading from HBS, or if you have any type of veg room, and even ACMPRs even qualify, but you have to have a minimum of 28 lights in flower.
That's not bad though.
Yeah, or 21 lights in veg at 18 and 6. No, it's not. Well, it's pretty incredible because for the first like year and a half, we were told that you couldn't do it. They want to save more power, man. I like it.
Mostly always for commercial though. I wish they would have something for the home grower. Unfortunately.
Yes, somebody asked me, like, you can
Can
upgrade
you
your
imagine?
fridge or you can upgrade your appliances and get a rebate. Why can't you upgrade your lights and get a rebate? And I was
That is
like,
a really good point. Like, why is it limited to just? Do you know what? Probably because
is it limited though? Has anybody even called? Like I should call
Absolutely.
my place tomorrow and see what they say.
Well, definitely here in BC, we've investigated it.
I'm gonna look in here in the USA, because in a state that's legal like my state, I mean, why
Yeah.
couldn't you?
Because it usually has to prove a reduction in wattage to qualify for the rebate. So you'd have to make a
Prove
case
that it
you're
was
running-
like
yeah,
you were
make a case
running.
that you're running HPS and you're replacing it with LED or something to that effect. To maybe have a case, be like, look, I'm trying to get a way to reduce my power consumption. Give me a rebate.
I'll look into it. If you guys send me your state, I'll look in and see if there's any loopholes for you home growers out there. But I don't know. You better just get on the commercial side of things.
It would be super cool if they did.
It would. It absolutely would. But I think you're right. You would have to prove over the history of your usage that you ran this much, and now you've changed your lights to this, which has lowered it.
It'd be incredible though for like people here in Canada too, just to be able to get a rebate on just a 2-light upgrade or a 4-light upgrade. It would just be insane. Be a lot of paperwork, but it'd be so sick. Why not? What else we got, guys?
There's a couple people want to know when the Evo will be available for shipping.
They're in stock. They're shipping 5 days a week right now.
Are they in stock? There you go,
Yeah,
guys.
but the controllers are supposed to land by the 30th. It could be sooner, but I think it's kind of like the 30th. And I apologize, like it got delayed an extra 2 weeks out of our control. But because of that, we're gonna bulk up even more on even more controllers so this doesn't happen. Because it's driving us crazy. You can
Oh,
still control it manually, but I understand people needing it, man.
What made me think that I kind of needed the controller was, yeah, I could set the spectrum manually, but then to figure out how to dim it, like I want to dim it just a little bit, then you have to like move each one the equal amount, that's a little hard. And that's when I was like, yeah, I think I need a controller so I can.
Well, I remember when Poop said he didn't want to have the controller, and I just said he was going to do it by wattage, and I'm like, you are crazy, man. And then he tried it for a second. He's like, oh no, you're right. Because like the whole controller take advantage of, being able to do the different spectrums throughout the day or whatever you want.
Yeah,
Uh,
that too. They'd be able to change, light cycles throughout this light cycle. It's pretty dope. And you're not going to do that by hand for sure. Well, I guess you could, but that would get old fast.
totally. Yeah, guys, I don't got too much more, and I'm starting to slur.
I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie. It's
I'm
these
starting
damn
to.
ban Oreos. These banana Oreos are like, oof.
It's these damn gummies, man. I ate 5 of them since the show started.
Oh, you can't even see that. Well, I'm glad those gummies are sorting you out.
Oh, dude, they're incredible. But yeah, like I
How
said,
many did you get?
I don't even know a lot, man. I gave a handful to my friend yesterday that came over, and I got still a big bag, man.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and it's like make me not want to have to ever fucking make edibles again. So easy,
Even more?
too easy, man.
That's awesome.
Well, I'm
No,
glad you got edibles, man. I remember that was like a top priority pretty much the entire Barcelona trip was edibles. Where are you going to get them?
But you gotta
I
talk to your
surrendered.
buddy.
I managed to get some. I managed to take a nice dose on the way out.
Did they get you? Did you feel them on the way out in the
Oh
plane?
yeah.
All right, good.
Just unfortunately I was like 85 for 90% stuffed nose with fucking green phlegm for the ride, so it just wasn't that much fun. But
You didn't get any sleep, is that what you're saying?
that's one thing I got jealous on a flight with Marcus. Knows how to sleep sitting up for like 10 to 15 minutes at a time.
I was pulling it off, man. Not too many times though. Not enough times, that's for sure.
I remember
torture.
just being up for so long and it fucking hurts and I just want to sleep. Looking at him sleeping, going, fuck, I just need to sleep.
How many times did you bump him just to try to wake him up because you're jealous? You didn't want him sleeping.
No, I accidentally lowered his seat while he was sleeping and he fell back and woke up. I thought it
Oh,
was
yeah,
mine.
that woke me up. When you pushed the button on my thing and brought my seat right up super fast.
That's
That
a
was
fun way to
really
wake
good.
up on an airplane, the feeling of
I was
falling.
like, what the fuck?
No, mine was on the left side.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go watch the Canucks kick the Calgary Flames' asses.
Okay, man. I think I'm gonna call it too, man. Unless someone wants to come up on the panel and ask a question.
Yeah.
But okay, Marcus. We'll see you next week, bro.
See you next week,
Bye.
everybody.
Man.
Thanks for everything.
Have a good night,
Cheers.
man.
Hey, what's going on? Why haven't I left?
Wants to know what he's gonna say when we leave.
Ooh, I like how he did that wave, man.
That was cool.
That was sick. He planned that. Yeah, it's pretty funny how screwed around we got. Like just trying to leave at the end, man.
I'm just glad that I was on a different plane than you. That worked out really good for me.
Yeah.
So,
I,
like I had a
dude,
long flight and I had some issues. I mean, that long flight was I didn't get any sleep, but I watched like 4 movies. So that was cool. And then yeah, when my flight went from Barcelona to Philadelphia. That was like 8 hours, or was it like almost 8.5 hours, I think, because instead of going straight across, like when I went, which only took, I think, 7 hours, they went way north, almost to the southern tip of Greenland, and then down the coast of Canada and down the coast of the United States, and then landed in Philly. It was such a weird flight path.
whoa.
But then I had a 4 hour layover there, and then I got on my last plane from Philly to Detroit, and the flight was fine. And when we land, stuck on the like they don't go up to the gate. They just park close to the gate and then park. I'm like, what the fuck? After all this flying, I'm just ready to get the hell off the plane. And they get on the radio and
Oh,
they say that there was two gates, or there was a bigger plane there before us that had pulled out, and they had those old gates up, the wrong gates, and they need to switch the gates to the right gates. So it's going to be a little bit. And we're like, okay. They said a few minutes. So that it was about 5-6 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. And then they get on the thing and they say, well, we got the right gate, but the self leveler is not working. So we've called maintenance, and maintenance is going to see if they can fix it. I'm like, get me off this fucking plane. Long story short, after about a half hour, we got off the plane finally, and I was done with planes for a bit. But yeah, I was like, I can't stay on this plane any longer.
dude, yeah, like it was a, by the end, I just started getting so sick on the ride back. My nose plugged. Good. Heston told me he's just like dying right now, man.
I feel
He's
sorry,
got-
man. That sucks.
I know. I feel bad for him. I wonder what is this. Is anybody else in chat sick? Is this going around? It's like everywhere, man.
They're saying COVID out in the chat. Some people have had COVID, I believe. I bet you guys all
Maybe
have
because the
COVID.
first 4 days it fucked me up, but it didn't. It was different then because like I got like Heston said, it felt like strep throat, and then it took a few days to be able to cough shit up with the strep throat feeling. It was just nasty. Sorry. Um. Okay, let's nightbot it. Let's give away a light. Like I said, I can feel my words starting to slur.
What light are you giving away?
I don't know. Let me think about it.
You're gonna win a mystery light.
A tarantula torch, 7:30.
Ooh, Tarantula Torch 7:30. The thing's got such a good spread on it. Oh, chat's getting excited. Now, everybody who's watching, I don't know if it's still running on Bubbleman's channel, but if it is, you're going to want to migrate over to.
It is. I'll put the link over on his channel for them.
Okay. So you want to get in on this. I don't want you guys to miss out.
Man, I was thankful being with
All right.
Marcus.
There you go, guys. Oh, you beat me.
You know what? There was one thing that we did forget to say. Okay, so this is so funny. We get to the airport in London, and then I'm like, oh man, or no, sorry, I think it was Barcelona. I'm like, oh, I'm so thankful, man. I'm so dyslexic with these fucking directions. I'm so glad I got you. And then he leads us right outside to the no return. Like, so we had to go all the way around and recheck in again.
Oh, man.
Forgot to tell you about that one. It was hilarious.
Yeah, he does have a different way of navigating than me, than a lot of us, I think. Like that first time we went, we used the navigation
Holy
on our
shit,
phones
we
to
forgot
get
to
to
bring
Curbs
that
RV.
up.
Yeah, because like the first time he showed us, we walked it. I mean, I swear we made about 12 turns, 13 turns. I was like, I'm just
Took
blindly,
forever. It was
I'm
a
just
straight line.
yeah, I'm just blindly following because I like
Okay.
he's been there, he knows how to get there, you know.
I don't
But
think they understand though. Like Terps Army was like that was like our spot to go hang out. But yeah, on the very first time, he's like going up roads, down roads. We're turning, like you said, 20 times. When really it's just out the hotel, almost a straight walk,
Almost a
and
straight, yeah. When
a right, left, and a right.
yeah, when we
Just
did the
gotta-
GPS to get there, I was like, what? This can't be right.
It happened to me too when I GPS to go to one area. I went down all these back roads and everything, and I end up on La Ramba. It was just ridiculous when I could just go out and right out to the side.
Yeah. And that one that like courtyard we found when you walked in, as soon as we walked in, you were like, this is from a movie. And I was like, yeah, it does look
Yes,
like it's from a movie. You're like, no, it's really from a movie.
I still don't know what movie. I can see it right now when you like it's like there's I think there's more than one serious movie where there's like a serious fighting scene. Everybody's like sitting down and it like turns into like a crazy fighting scene. I don't know what movie it is, but I'm obviously gonna as soon as I see the movie, that's gonna stick out. I'm sure it's in dozens of movies, to be quite honest, that spot.
It was a cool spot. That was for
Not
sure.
just one. It's like this big square where like there's
All
all
these
these
arches.
and like all these crazy trees and it's sick. Okay, who's in it tonight?
Oh, there's a lot of people in there trying to, that's for sure.
I'm going with a female, like always.
Well, good luck to all the people that are in. I like Golden Goat. I like they got Towley as a avatar.
Yeah. How many people? 168.
Oh, Dog Doctor's in there. Miss Dog Doctor at the
Yeah,
spin.
where were you, dog doctor? I didn't see you.
He had a bunch of stuff going on too. There's so many people there, man. They could have been 5 feet away from me, and I wouldn't have saw you.
Yeah, it's incredible. How many people we just even saw.
Sounds
know.
like it. You guys were there for what? 5 days?
7.
7?
6 or 7.
All right, well, let's roll it.
All right. Make everybody wait. Okay, ready, guys? 3, 2, 1. Psh. Hey, Des
Oh, shit.
420.
That's 420.
Oh, shit.
Here every freaking show.
Congratulations, Des.
Oh, shit.
Let's see if they still here.
Why don't you just put in your...
You're able to wield the torch.
Are we doing Spartan's email?
Yes.
Mandy's?
It might be easier just giving it to Russ.
Okay.
I'll have to forward it to Mandy. Do it to Mandy because I have to forward it to her anyway. I can't ship yet, so.
And to be honest with you, Mandy has me email her the winner every show, no matter what. Anyway, so. And I gotta do what Mandy says. I don't see Des 420 on here though.
Yeah, come on, Des. You gotta claim it. You gotta say Yahoo or something. If not, we can just do a re-roll and give it to somebody else.
Yeah. Oh, right there.
There we go.
There we go. Woo! Okay, I'm getting off of here. Good job. Congratulations.
We had a wrench.
Heck yeah, and that was what the tarantula torch 7.
Yes. Tarantula Torch 730. Congrats.
Get Bad says I'm still willing to give up my firstborn. We're not going that far. That's a little crazy there.
Yeah.
I'm done having kids. No more.
We literally just rescued a dog from all the way at the bottom of California, almost Mexico, from being euthanized, and it is like worse than having a baby. I swear to God.
Oh no.
And she's 5, and she's great. I think she's always been an outside dog though, so she has no indoor manners. And all of our dogs are pits, and she's a pit, so we got to introduce them slowly. And so yeah, it's just like 3 baby gates in the hallway, and it literally is
Oh my goodness.
worse than having a fucking baby. But she's totally worth it. But yeah, at 40 something years old, we're just like, what the fuck did we do?
Learned a lesson is what you did. You're not going to do that.
Dude, I swear to God, I'm not doing that again. I'll sponsor that dog for somebody else and pay for it for the rest of its life. But yeah, that was it. That was one hell of an expensive rescue too. So she's great though. I'll post her on my Instagram here soon.
Nice. I got one behind me shaking his head, making all kinds of noise.
I know, I've heard him throughout the whole show. I'm just like, oh, he's back there. I really do love dogs though, so much. So that's why it was just super easy to make the decision to do it. I mean,
Right.
there's a huge problem with just people failing their animals, and then they end up in shelters and they hold them for like 4 days, and then they're just euthanizing all these perfectly healthy dogs. And so it was easy to rescue her. It made us feel really good, but like I said, it's like having a freaking baby right now. So she's about as big as a baby too. She's like, I think they were trying to do a pocket bully and a pocket pit, and then they made her. She's like not.
Oh wow.
She's barely 12 inches tall. She's just this short little thing. She's so cute.
Oh yeah.
But
no,
yeah,
pictures
no
for
more
sure.
babies, no more dogs, no more, no more. It's plain.
So yeah, guys, I don't have too much more than that, unless there's anybody else wants to bring anything else, something else up.
Oh, no, I'm ready. Ready to pull the plug.
I am too. Well, I'll start with you, Russ, for shout outs.
Oh, I want to shout out first and foremost Lorenzo out at Terps Army for treating us like kings over there, man. In a city where it's not easy to find a place to smoke, man, you were that beacon for us. So thank you for that. And your family cooking us dinner at the event for Marcus, and actually he was part helped put that on too. So for all of that, I really wanted to shout and highlight him and shout him out. And of course, everybody who comes and watches the show, you know, that's why we got to where we are, is you guys' support. So thank you for that. And then shout out to Heston, man. I feel sorry that you're sick, bro, but it was a fucking honor and pleasure to meet you and hang with you. And I'm sure we're gonna have more times like that, and I look forward to it. And shout out to Bubba Man, who's not here right now, but I already kind of shouted him out on the show, so I won't get into it anymore. But shout out to hanging with him and meeting him for the first time, and you too, Jim. It's crazy that we've known each other for so long online, but it took us Barcelona to meet each other in person. So I never would have guessed that. So
That's so trippy. I swear, Mandy told us that we were at other different hotels, and it was so trippy when I got there and you're like, I'm coming down. I'm like, dude, you're not at the same hotel. And then you said it. I'm like, yeah, come down. That was so sick.
yeah, it's crazy. You're like, yeah, I'm at the Catalina or Catalonia, and I'm like, yes, so am I. I'm coming down.
Like, what the fuck? That's cool. Okay, Charlene.
I would like to shout out chat tonight, as always. You guys are great. Just not being here for a couple weeks and having you guys all show up and wonder where we are and when's the show, and we're having withdrawals. Like, it's cool to hear that stuff. And then shout out, of course, Preston and Heston. They weren't here tonight. Shout out Mandy. Shout out Emily, because I've literally been thinking about you for a long time now. And then I want to shout out the Bucket Company and Athena tonight. They've really just take great freaking care of me. So those are my 2 shout outs for them tonight. Shout out GML, just because you love it and we wouldn't have all this shit without you, and you're so generous with your light giveaways. So it's great to be back again tonight, and thank you guys for being here. And I'm shout out Eric because he's taking care of all the dogs right now while I get a little break.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you. That was very nice. Um, okay, well, yeah, UK. It's coming for real. I think we're gonna be announcing it on Monday, but someone's already put in an order, so there's everything's coming there. You guys are gonna have spectrum tuning lights. I guess really basically the first spectrum tuning lights in England and Scotland. It's gonna be pretty sick. So we're pretty excited about that. We have another couple really big announcements with some other distributors, but we can't really say yet who. But it's pretty big and it's pretty exciting for us. So yeah, we're just pretty pumped. No, sorry, it's like I've got hit with like a brick, man. 6 of those candies now. I ate a 6th one.
Well, this is where you say, well, you know, we hit Barcelona, then we're going to be hitting Berlin, then Toronto, and then wherever after that. What, MJ BizCon probably end of the year. And we'll see everybody.
Definitely, but yeah, definitely Toronto with the Grow Up Conference, and then Berlin next month. We've got a booth at the ICBC. It's a really big event. Trying to think what else. Well, shout out to everybody on the team, Charlene, Spartan, Marcus, Heston, who's not here. I feel bad for him because like what he's going through right now is what I was going through 18 days ago or something, or 19 days ago or whatever, 20 days ago, whenever I couldn't do the show for the first time. Like I was like, it felt like strip throat. And like just so I really feel for him because he's going through that now, and I don't know what's going on. Maybe it is some sort of well, I don't know. It's everywhere you go around here, and like if you go into a store, there's somebody coughing with this deep phlegm. But besides that, hopefully that passes soon before going to, I feel pretty confident I'll be good for Germany though, because that's not for like I got 3 weeks to get better there. Um, working on a pretty cool new light that I had an idea from. Well, it's not really working on, it's done. People are asking about the Predator. It's coming. Like I said, it's been pretty challenging, but it's definitely coming to the USA first before anywhere. Unless it depends on what country you're in. You can reach out depending on what country you're in, but it's definitely going to be USA first. I don't have the exact timeline, but it's definitely out of everywhere. It's going to be coming there before Canada. And pretty much does it. Thank you for everybody for showing up tonight.
Sweet. Thanks, guys.
And thank you for everybody for all the support. It's been pretty awesome. It was awesome meeting all these different people that I haven't that I've known for years. And then, like, remember even at our table, there was a guy,
Yeah.
that watched my videos for years and didn't know that it was me at the table. And it's like, met so many people that I've known for years but never met. So that was kind of cool seeing a bunch of different people and getting to meet a bunch of people. And if you were out there, it was pretty cool meeting you. It'd be nice to meet you at the ICBC if you're going to go to Germany. It's going to be pretty damn sick. Um, yeah, I guess that's a wrap, guys.
See you
We'll see.
next week.
We'll see everybody next week. Cheers.
Keep growing, everybody.